Hello everyone. So I just wanted to make a quick video today about habits. I know it's an important topic and it's one that I have personally done a lot of work in, and I wanted to help my sons develop some really good habits too. So my older son, he wanted to make some money because he wanted to buy things, and yeah, he needs money for that. So he's like, I want allowance, right? So I was like, well, why don't we do this instead? We'll create a program for you where you can earn $1 a day, and after 60 days, you get paid out. And so you can make up to 60 bucks every 60 days. And, that's a lot of money, especially he's 11 years old. So, it's a good amount of money for an 11-year-old kid. But my goal in this was to help him learn good habits, consistency, and responsibility. So he'd been struggling in school a little bit, been struggling just with his health in general. He's doing a lot of sitting around and watching videos, not doing much else during the day when he didn't have to. He didn't like sports, he didn't like to do anything else. And so, it's like, all right, well, let's create you some habits that will not only help you in school, but help you become healthier and just develop some good consistency. So what we did is we came up with 7 goals that he will do every day. And so his first goal is to read 30 minutes a day, and he could read anything. And at first I let him read anything, and he was reading a lot of comic books and stuff. I was like, well, you at least have to read a chapter book. At least read something with a lot of words in it, not just a lot of pictures. So we got him reading at least some kind of a book that he liked to read. His favorite topic is Sonic and, Marvel adventures and other things like that. So we bought him a bunch of books around that. So that's what he decided he wanted to read. And then his second goal was to walk 30 minutes a day on the treadmill, just to get him moving up. I was like, yeah, I don't care how fast you go. You can't just be stopped and barely moving, but you have to be moving something, and just do it for 30 minutes, right? And so we've got him doing that. And then he needed to write half a page a day. And my goal in that was to help him with the spelling, with his grammar, punctuation, just when we started, he was really bad. And I was like, we really need to focus on this, because it's just, it's an important thing. Writing is always an essential thing, communication throughout your life. If you can write well, if you're well-spoken, both of those things help. So I just wanted to make sure that he had that skill under his belt, and that wasn't going to be a problem for him anymore. And then he's really struggling with math. He still does struggle with math. But so we had another one where he would practice math with me every day. And at first we started out just doing the times tables, multiplication tables, and he would have to, do either one of the multiplication tables from 0 to 12, or, something else with me in math. And so we started out just doing the multiplication table 0 to 12, just picking one, and he would do it. And the easier ones he would mark off as not having to do those anymore, like the 1s, the 2s, the 5, 10s, 11s. He really liked 11 and 12s. He got those done pretty good. But the ones that he struggled with, we practiced those more. And then as time progressed, now he's in 6th grade and doing fractions and struggling with that. So instead of doing the times multiplication tables, we are doing fractions. And that is a lot of fun. So just helping him with math, working on it every day with him. That was one of the goals that I had, I know math is hard for a lot of people, so I just wanted to help him out with that, so he wouldn't have to worry about that. And then he also needed to only eat until 6 o'clock at night. He was doing a lot of eating late at night, right before he was going to bed, and that was causing a lot of health problems. So we wanted to just give him a couple hours before he went to bed where he wasn't eating anything. He drinks water if he was hungry or whatever, but just make sure he just went to bed on a semi-empty stomach, so he wasn't waking up at night and feeling awful. And then he needed to clean his room. Just that's basic thing he needed to do anyway. And then he needed to finish his homework every day. So those are his 7 goals that we created for him. And basically, there were goals around things that I felt that he needed help on, that it would be good for him to do, and just good habits to develop over his lifetime. So, and then I also put on this that if he completed all of his goals 100%, he would earn $1 for the day. If he completed more than half, he wouldn't earn $1, but he also wouldn't lose $1. And then if he completed less than half, he would lose $1 for that day. So I just gave him some additional incentive to like focus on it every day and not just get lazy and just be like, it doesn't matter. I'll just not make $1 today. You actually lose $1 if you just are completely lazy. So, and then he gets paid every 60 days. So we made it so he wouldn't be getting like, just 7 days and then get the money or whatever. And I realized 60 days is a long time to wait, but I also wanted him to develop just persistence and, going after something where he wasn't going to get immediate gratification, because a lot of kids these days, that's all they're about is immediate gratification. If they can't have something now, they don't care. So I wanted him to work towards more of a medium-term goal that he could do. And, delayed gratification is very important. If any of you have heard of the Stanford Marshmallow experiment, you can look that up on Wikipedia or on Google. But, they gave a kid a marshmallow basically and told him that if he waited, then in 15 minutes you get 2. If you didn't wait, you could eat the one immediately. So the result of that experiment, you can look up on Google and stuff, but it was basically that, the kids that showed that they could distract themselves or do other things and wait for, have the delayed gratification of getting the second marshmallow actually did better in school, did better at other things later on in life. And so it was just shown as it's a good habit to develop, is be able to delay gratification to get a bigger reward in the future. So I always like that experiment. And then, it was also 60 days is a good time period to develop persistence, patience, perseverance. There's a great book I would recommend by Angela Duckworth called Grit. And she goes over many, many, many stories and research studies that they've done about why grit is important, and that grit is even better than IQ, it's better than talent, it's better than almost anything, because if you can persist in something, then you will get there. So that was a huge thing that I wanted him to develop as well. And so we've been doing this for almost a year now. And we've tweaked the program as we've gone along and added a couple things or modified it a little bit. And feel free to do that. Just these are goals that I just created for him because that's what he needed help with. But one of the things that he accomplished that I thought was great is at 11 years old, he wrote a 102-page book, typed, single-spaced, about Sonic and his friends. So all the books and video games and everything else that he does, he loves Sonic. And so he wrote this book, building it out of his own ideas and building it out of the stories and other things that he experienced. So he wrote a book, 102 pages. And every night we sat down for 5 to 10 minutes and went over his half page that he wrote that day, corrected his grammar, corrected his spelling, made sure his punctuation was great. And so, that helped a lot. And now, he's 19 pages into a second book, and I barely have to correct anything. There's like a few tweaks here and there, maybe 4 or 5 things a night. But, for the most part, grammar's great, punctuation's great, spelling's great, and I was like, you're writing this on the computer, use your resources, use Google, use whatever to figure out how to spell things and do things right, because that's what everyone does. And it will also help you learn. And so he's been doing that and been doing a really good job at it. So he's just doing a lot better now. His reading's greatly improved. His math is a lot better than it was. Still struggling, but he's doing a great job. And so I just wanted to make a quick video on this and just share it with you guys, just to show you that, habits are a great thing. And if you can help your children, especially, develop habits at an early age and give them some kind of a reward system, it doesn't have to be money, it could be something else. But just build some kind of program for them and teach them consistency and persistence and building habits and, showing them the rewards. Like after my son wrote his 102-page book, we had it bound, but he got a cover for it and everything. And so he was very happy, and he showed that to every one of his friends at school. And what 11-year-old kid do you know that has written a 102-page book on his own? So anyway, definitely teach your children how to create habits, teach them the importance of doing so, and it'll be great for them in their lives, and it'll be a great experience for you. So good luck. Best of all.